What's happening? Well, I figured I'd just glue this thing together for you. I already have the 3 sides done. But man, I've been struggling. Just to let you know, I mean, it happens to the best of us. You know what I'm saying to you? For some reason, I was doing the mortise and tenons and it got away from me. I think it's because of the blank side square, and I just lost my train of thought at the table saw and at the mortise machine. So I ended up doing something that I really don't like to do, which is I plunged through both sides of the mortise, so there's kind of like a hole in between, you know? And I started to think about, you know, loose tenons and a domino, and I think that a domino would probably be just as good, you know, maybe even better in some instances. Certainly with these pieces of crap right here, I mean, because a lot of times, you know, when you're making mortises, you'll go a little bit deeper just so you don't have to like do a lot of work cleaning them out, so the holes end up being too big. And I think with like the domino, it just seats itself, right? And the glue is like 50 times stronger. At least that's what my buddies at, you know, hang a second, you know, Franklin Type 1 glue, you know? So I believe that the glue is way stronger, right? And look, I just slapped this stuff on. There's no rocket science to it at all. All right, you know, they tell me that you only need to put glue on one side, but since these are ugly, you know, but they are solid, you know? So I feel pretty good about that. That at least they're tight. Hang on, make sure I'm going in the right direction. Yeah, because I've already pulled these apart like 3 times today. I don't know what is going on with me today. I should have just went home. But sometimes you try to muscle through, you know what I mean? So it's this side. So yeah, I'll just show you. You can see that. You see what I did? You know, I blasted through it so you can kind of see that there's a gap right there. And I never do that. Like, if this wood wasn't so dramatic, I probably just would have scrapped it and got other pieces. But since there's going to be a frame inside this sofa and this chair, I'm just going to make sure that I glue and screw the crap out of that thing so it's basically keeping all these legs and rails together. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So, I mean, there's no rocket science. Little dabble do ya, alright? Alright, see? I'm still getting backed up and confused. So, like when it comes to doing this, right, it's really important that you gotta I make sure that I seat this stuff, so after I get it together, I'll take a clamp and I'll crush it down, you know? Goes this way. And I don't know if you can see on that bench right there. You see all my pieces? See how they're all cleaned up? They're sanded, you know, so before I do any kind of assembly, I make my parts as clean as possible. Making sure that when I'm doing my sanding, I don't sand the back of the tenons, right? Because otherwise they'll be loose, right? So just always be aware of what you're doing. I mean, I've had the misfortune of sanding the crap out of stuff and then having it too loose. Hey, it's not easy sometimes. Woodworking is hard. I mean, anybody who tells you that it ain't, you know, they must be smarter than me because I struggle doing this, and I've learned so much about myself doing woodworking. You know what I'm saying to you? It brings out the good in me and the worst in me. Trust me, there've been days, you know, around here that I would just take this entire piece and just fire it across the wall. And I'm so excited that I finally broke down to buy some equipment, because I think the compounded like effect of working like a jerk for like the last 3 or 4 years here is just taking its toll on me, and I'm getting tired, and I'm just getting a little beat down, you know what I'm saying to you? So I spend like a lot of money, like $35,000 on a bunch of fellow equipment, and I could have went almost anywhere. You know what I'm saying to you? But that's why I decided to go with, just because they didn't have to make me sign anything. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And I felt like they make a good product. And I'm glad I went down to Delaware to learn more about it. There we go. This is what I do. Alright? Typically I'd have hearing protection on, so now my free ears are ringing. That's alright. Now, I'm just going to try to close up some of these gaps. Maybe you can see them. Try to get a little closer for you. And just focus in on what's important when it comes to doing this stuff. So, the first thing we're going to do is going to pick it up like this here. You see that there's a gap on the bottom of these. So holding against my bench, got the sharp clamp. Just going to crush it down a little bit. And listen, you know, if I had the domino, this would have all just taken care of itself, I think, right? So, I don't know. Anybody over there at Festool listening to me, give me a call off because I could use one of them suckers. Not for free, obviously. I don't have to do a review on it or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? This seated, I just looked underneath here, those are pretty good. So now I'm just gonna be concentrating on these gaps right here. This gap, kinda right in here. All right, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to crush it. I dry fit this thing before I sanded it, so sometimes I end up rounding this stuff over a little bit, and then I can't get a nice tight joint. Oh, you see that? I just got lucky, because the other ones don't look like this at all. See how this one goes. It's good on this side. Let's see how it looks on this side over here. It doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look great either. So, not that that really helped anything, but sometimes it makes me feel better to bash the crap out of it. So now that I have that thing together, right, you can see that those joints look pretty good, but that's not the most important part of what this piece is. So you can see what I have going on right here. You see how I have a straight edge clamped across the top of those tenons? It's because that's what's important. I want to make sure that those tenons are nice and straight, so when I go to put the arm on there, I won't have any struggle. So I can use a marking gauge to lay it out on the arm. So that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. I'm sure these things ain't right here. These right here, they're not going to be in perfect plane with each other. So I'm just going to grab this piece right here. Look, I just got an extra cutoff that's going to be for the back pieces. I'll put it on. I'll check. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, I'm really showing you guys all my imperfections at this point. But look, this is what it's all about. I can't get the thing down close enough. Let's see if I can pick it up. You see this little gap in there? You see that? I don't know if you can see it or not, you know what I mean? But basically, there's a gap on the top of each one of these tenons. So that's why I have that clamp and that piece of wood, because I'm just gonna, hang on a sec. There you go. Got a few clamps. Make sure I don't put it on the face of those pieces I just sanded and made a little piss up. I'm gonna clamp it on that. Obviously I need to loosen the other clamps. That are putting a ton of pressure on these rail tenons, right? But the glue sets up really fast. As long as you don't put any added tension on these things, the glue, it's gonna stay closed. And I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to cheat this over just a little bit so I don't have to do a ton of work with my shoulder plane. Whew. Man, what do you think? You see what I'm saying to you? So that's how I did that. And you can see that I have, you know, the other side here, and I have the other piece here, that's for a chair. And like I was saying in the other video, the material is everything. So even though these two and those two are different, it doesn't matter because of these two right here. This is gonna be the front of the sofa, and this is gonna be the front of the chair. So they're gonna have the same characteristics, and I made sure the grain is going in the same direction. Because that's what it's all about, you know? Like I tell you guys, sometimes you get away with less than perfect craftsmanship, you know what I mean? If you spend a ton of time on the material and you get really good at interpreting this material. Because that's really what it's all about, is making sure that you can understand how to make elegant looking furniture out of the material that you select at the Olympia. All right, well, now that I have these 4 done, before I go home today, what I want to do is try to cut apart another piece and then restart so I can get the full arms, So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get the arms on this thing and then get these cases together, well, these, whatever you want to call them. All right, but that's it. You know, when you try to do this for a living, like at least for me, I try to set milestones for myself at the beginning of the day or during the week. Say, I hope I get this done by that time and this done by that time. And a lot of times when I'm in here, I end up working way longer than I want because, like I said, you know, I'm here working like a jerk. Like for instance, doing these tenons, you know, I have to cut them on the table saw. So it just takes 2 setups to do it, or you have to do a dado set, which is always a drag. And doing these on the table saw, sideways and upright, just takes a long time. So that's why I invested in a slider, and that's why I invested in a shaper, because hopefully I can get a bit that's just gonna be, that I can set to any thickness or width that I want, and then it's just a single pass. And it will always be like parallel to the face. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So hopefully I can work more efficiently, and then I can make my furniture a little more affordable, and then actually start moving this stuff out the door at a regular clip. You know what I mean? All right, well, hope you learned something. And if you didn't, what do you want from me?